when he says hello, listeners.
Hello, listeners. My name is Charles Scott. This program is called Can We Talk? We're here another day. I'm here with my son.
Charles Scott Jr., how you guys doing? As I said before, go on TikTok, go on Facebook, look at old episodes, maybe older, but it has current information in there for you guys.
One of the things that we want to talk to you about today is some of the urgency in getting out there, trying to find a house. There's a shortage of inventory, as we
Yes.
always talk about every week. But right now, the shortage is starting to ease up a little bit because what's happening is that hopefully people are starting to build more homes. The permits have gone up, actually. So when the permits go up, that means that builders are looking to build. Problem is being able to find available land. We're over here in the East Coast, and so in the East Coast, it's not like out in the Wild West where you have a
No.
lot of land where you can build a house. We're at the mercy of land, and so what we find is that a lot of the properties or some of the creative finances going up. And when you're going up, that's where you have a lot of like co-ops or condos and even the small homes. Everyone's trying to get creative to make housing affordable, especially in the state of Connecticut. They're trying to make it affordable. The governor's going out of his way, I must say, to do a lot of things to try and make
Yes.
housing affordable within the state of Connecticut. There's a big priority on it and a big push. So if you're able to get out there, now's the time to take advantage of some of the programs. Developers, if you're developing, we see a lot of people coming in from out of state. The cities are giving tax credits to help people build, or the developers to build homes. So now's a good time to look into all sorts of building or buying.
Well, I'm in the field, I was in the field this past weekend looking at a lot of condos. We do condos too. People may say, I want to move, don't want the responsibility of a house, but they're paying rent. I'm saying, why not get a condo? Condo, they're going to shovel the snow for you. They're going to cut the grass. So those out there who may think about home ownership but don't want all the responsibilities, give me a call. We do condos also. I did a whole weekend looking at condos this weekend, a lot of Bridgeport and Waterbury. Like my father said, what you're seeing a lot is developers are building up. What he means by that is you see a lot of these tall luxury condos, I'll say, was it 55 and older community condos are going up because there's no land. There's no land, I'll say, in a lot of areas. When they do find some land, you see how much it's going for. People are selling plots of land for $125,000, just the dirt.
Or more.
Or more, how about that?
Especially if it's in the suburbs.
Oh, yes.
One way, if you are out there, what we're finding too is that if you want to create wealth or you want to create some income, a lot of people out there may have a lot that's attached to their property and they don't even know it.
They don't even know it.
As a matter of fact, they've probably been cursing it because they got to shovel the snow, they got to cut the grass.
They gotta pay the taxes on it.
And they don't need the big lot next to the house. So you may find out that you have acres of diamonds out there. You can sell that lot
Yes.
and still retain your house. There's a lot of creative things. If you've got a big a lot next to your house and you're not utilizing it, look into the possibility of even subdividing it. Maybe taking, get a separate deed for that piece of land, and you sell the land and keep your house. Or either you yourself, maybe you might want to build a house on that land, sell that house, and keep your house, and that way there you can create $300,000-$400,000 of money in your pocket and still have your house at the same time. Have your cake and eat it, you might say.
I would say those of you who do have lots adjacent to your house, connected to your house, give us a call, because when we do a CMA, we can do 2 CMAs, one with the land, one without the land. How much a CMA just for that parcel of land? Because we see land sales a lot out here in Bridgeport. And how long do the land last on the market? I'll say less than a month, if that.
No, land doesn't really last too long.
No.
And what's happening right now is that, we tell people to get out there, start looking around, searching around, look at the different ways that you can creatively create some money in your pocket without refinancing your house, without selling your property. You can create money just by finding that land and taking that land and selling the land and still retaining your property.
Exactly.
The other thing, we want to talk about a little bit today is that the reverse mortgages. In other words, some people out there may have a reverse mortgage, and there's a lot of misconception about the reverse mortgage. And I think the biggest is that a lot of people don't even, or a lot of the relatives don't even know that maybe mother or father or the relatives have a reverse mortgage. And even those people that have a reverse mortgage, some of the older people, they may not understand how it works. They might have gotten it 10 years ago. And, you know, I had a lady call me the other day. She wanted to buy another house. And I said, well, you have to get pre-approved or get a pre-qualification.
Yes.
A letter from your bank saying that you can go out and buy another house. And she says, well, I already have the money. I have a mortgage. I have a reverse mortgage. And I says, boy, I hate to burst her bubble, but the reverse mortgage is not a way of you going out and buying another property. The reverse mortgage means that even though you might have paid for your house, you just put another mortgage on the property. And the property is actually, when you go to sell it, all that money is going to go to the money that you were advanced in that reverse mortgage.
Yeah, she was
Or
mistaken.
if you can even do it.
Yeah, she was thinking she had like a HELOC, like a line of credit with this company. But what she saw
Different.
for numbers was more debt. That is something where the person agrees with this company. When they do pass away, the heirs of the house have two solutions. They can either sell the house if there is profit left over, you know, to pay back that loan they took out with the reverse mortgage originally, or the house goes to the company and they do what they do with it.
Yeah, and there's all sorts of reverse mortgages. So, you know, the devil is in the details. You have to look into contract to see what kind of reverse mortgage that you may have. And a lot of, like I said, a lot of people we see when we look into it, we find that some people think that the house is paid for when
yes.
it's not paid for. With that reverse mortgage on there, you know, one of the options, you have like a life amount of time. You can stay in there for the rest of your life, as long as you pay your taxes
Pay your
and
taxes.
pay your water bills and your city sewer bills, you know, and then your insurance. Those are the main things: the taxes, the insurance, and also your utility bill, water bills, and sewer bills.
But what we're seeing right now in this particular market is those of you who are aware that you have a reverse mortgage, you may have taken them out a decade ago, you know, as short as 5 years ago, even 15 years ago. We're seeing the house prices have raised so dramatically that there is equity in there that you could pay back that reverse mortgage loan and have some money to possibly put a down payment on a future home or retire.
So if you have a reverse mortgage, give us a call, or even if you're not even aware of what type of mortgage you have, because there's all sorts of
All
types
sorts of kind.
of mortgages. When you look into property and you look into the deeds of the property, it could be a quitclaim deed, it could be a reverse mortgage, it could be a warranty deed. There's all sorts of variables that you may have. When someone calls up our office and they want to sell the property, the first thing we do is some research to find out what kind of deed do they have.
Yes.
How is the property who, in the event of survivorship, who gets the property? A lot of times it depends on how your mother or your father, or even how, if you're listening to me right now, how you set that deed up. Unfortunately, the thing about it is a lot of people don't even realize how the deed was set up.
People go to the closing table, they sign that dotted line, they move right in, they enjoy the house, then they don't go back to City Hall. How is that deed set? Is it joint survivorship? If the husband passed away, everything goes to the wife? So give us a call. We can do that research for you, let you know exactly what type of deed you have.
Right. In order to find out really the type of deed that you have and to research, you need to go back to your attorney who put it together, or either get yourself an attorney to review the deed, because now we're talking about, we're not attorneys, we don't give legal advice, but some of the common scenarios that I've seen is where there's a lot of misconception when it comes to the deed. For example, if you have two parties that get married and they have children prior to getting married, and they set up a deed, and they may set it up so that in the case one person dies, the other party's children gets their half and your children get your half. So that creates a little complication, because sometimes the wife may die and think, well, now the house is mine, but to come to find out that the husband left his half to his children.
Yes, very true.
So now his children come into the picture and say, hey, that's our daddy's house. And you say, well, no, that's my house, because your daddy and I put the money in there, and they say, well, the deed says that his half goes to us. So now it's a sort of like a standoff. They can't sell the house without your permission. You can't sell the house without their permission.
Exactly. Or refinance it, or do anything.
Everybody has to agree, or nothing happens. And you're living in the house,
Paying the taxes.
paying the taxes, paying the insurance,
sitting on the
paying the
sidelines.
water bills, and all the time they're sitting on the sidelines waiting for something to happen to you. But even then, your half goes to your children or to your estate. So there's all kinds of complications that can get involved. On the other hand, there's the type of deed where if something happens to one party, that half goes to the other parties. So now
Yes.
the other party has 100% of everything. And, you know, it depends on how it's set up. Like I said, I'm not an attorney, can't give you legal advice, but you need to look into all of this before something happens, not after it happens. You're not around to look into it anyway.
Exactly.
And so it's the heirs that end up with all of the issues.
This goes the same with not just with the reverse mortgages, the deeds, but when it comes to probate, people will understand that no matter what, you're gonna have to go through probate. You have a will set up, you still go through probate. If you're having a property right now, you've inherited through probate, give us a call. We can put you in the right direction to the professionals who handle probate. Because we do a lot with probate. We're actually probate experts, I would say.
Right, we have attorneys, and one in particular, that's all he does. His whole practice is nothing but probate. So he's been around forever, a very well-respected family within the Bridgeport area, and he does a lot of probate cases. And, you know, for many times I've testified in behalf of be a conservatorship or either an administrator of the estate before the probate court judge. And the thing about it is that all of these different cities basically have different probate judges.
Yes.
And so it's not like the same, and you know, they're people too. So one ruling from one probate judge does not make the same ruling for another county. Some people expedite things, some take their time. So all the probate courts I find I've been in the ones in Norwalk, Greenwich, Trumbull, Bridgeport, Waterbury, New Haven, and you know, you have a lot of different you know, probate courts and different probate judges that, you know, are self-thinking people, and they run the courts just like any judge.
So you're saying if I have a house and I'm selling it and I go through probate, my realtor's gonna have to defend the price I get in probate court, justify that to the judge?
Normally, that's how it works.
So I'm sure you went to school and learned how to do that, right?
Well, hopefully.
They don't teach the agents how to do that?
Hopefully.
Oh, wow, so that's experience. See, you have this experience in the courtroom defending probate offers with probate judges. I'll say that's a pretty unique feature compared. Ask your realtor, can they do that? Have they done that?
Yeah, because many times the probate judge is going to want to know how you came up with the number that you're selling the house for, what justified that sale, and what contributed factors contribute to this. It could be an arm's length transaction, it could be a family member purchasing the property. It could be, you know, many different things. The property could need a lot of work, it could be in disrepair, you know, and there could be a lot of just a clean out of the property. I find a lot of probate properties, you know, you know, whether or not the heirs are going to clean up the property, or either they're going to leave the items and the furniture for the buyer. Probate can get kind of, you know, tricky.
Sounds like you need a lot of experience to do probate deals, and you go into the courts. That means you're going during the morning. My realtor has a job. They can't go during the morning. What do I do?
Well,
You have to get a realtor that's full-time, like Tri-State Realty.
You need the right realtor.
Exactly. Imagine that. They got a big probate deal. Your realtor can't go because they have to go to work that morning, and there's a big hearing. How early have you done the hearings? 9:30 in the morning, 10:30 in the morning.
Back in
Get on Zoom. Get
Yeah.
onto the court.
Back in the COVID days, and even now,
Even
a
now.
lot of the probate hearings are on Zoom or virtually over the internet. It's not like years ago where everybody sits in the courtroom waiting their turn. You know, what happens is that you have the people that are the administrator or the conservator, and then you have the judge, and then you have, it could be a lot of people there because it could be a convalescent home. A
Oh,
person
yes.
could be in the care of a facility, they can show up, and you know, the estate can have a lawyer, and everybody can have two or now there may be people that maybe the sister and the brother, they may have a lawyer. So at the hearing, you could have quite a few people, and everybody gets to say what they feel. And then the judge, in some cases, it all depends on the court. The judge may make a decision right then and there, or he may say, I'll make a ruling on this and I'll notify everybody as to, you know, what my ruling is going to be and the reasons for the ruling.
And before the hearing, I'm sure you probably just walk in there, or do you prepare the night before, come with comparables, CMAs, who saw the house, how many times has it been shown?
Right.
You come there for a lot of data support the offer to be received.
Yeah, the judge is going to ask a lot of questions. How long has the property been on the market? What about the other properties? How many people actually saw the property?
How many offers?
How many offers do you have? So there's and then even after all of this has been said and done, usually in the state of Connecticut, you have a 30-day appeal process. So someone could come in and say, okay, I want to appeal this. So the property doesn't usually automatically pass to whoever's buying it. There's a 30-day process where someone can appeal it, and then you can go back into court all over again. But I don't want to get too far into the legal part of this, but as you can see, it's not simple. But the main thing I can say is a lot of people think that they do not have to go. If there's a will, they say, oh, we don't have to go to probate court. I'm getting the property, but how do you know that will is
valid?
Mm-hmm. How do you know it wasn't under duress? How do you know someone didn't forge the will?
Yes.
So that's why probate court comes into the picture, because they still have to validate it. They still have to make sure everything was done properly, signatures. I've seen some where I go to sell a property and you look at the will, and believe it or not, the will occurred after the person died.
I'm sure they signed in the right place, right?
Or they signed it in the wrong place.
They can make mistakes there too.
The dates are after the person died, and I'm like, oh man, this is.
Oh man.
Spirit signed the will.
So definitely. So as you see here, when you go through probate, it's a very step-by-step process. But between me and him, we've done many probate deals. We know how it works. The average agent, I'll say, they wouldn't know where to start when it comes to probate.
So I'm just letting you know that there's a lot of, you need a lot of experience when you're dealing with this, with real estate. You're dealing with hundreds of thousands of dollars.
Yes.
You're dealing with people's fortunes or people's livelihoods that they've spent their entire, I'd say that the real estate is probably the most, I'd say the biggest part of the wealth creation that a person has, and the biggest amount of money that they have put aside, the bigger part of put aside for their entire life.
It'll be the biggest financial decision in your life when it comes to real estate.
Right, and for that same reason, some people fail to decide or fail to plan.
You know what surprises me? With such a big decision, I've seen dozens of people, I'll say hundreds. I'm gonna go with my niece, she just got her license. My uncle, he just got his license. My barber got his license too. But do they have 40 years of experience? I have 18 years of experience. I mean, I would say real estate has laws, and we know the laws of real estate and how to get top dollar for your property, or first-time home buyers. Walk you through the whole process.
All right, so if you're out there and you're listening, I'm just giving you a small smidgen of some of the things that can occur when you're handing over, you know, your property to someone to sell or give you an idea of the value. Give us a call. Our phone number is right there. You know, my son has a lot of experience in this. I've taught him just about most of the things that I know about.
I'm still learning. This guy knows everything about real estate.
About the real estate. And, you know, I have a lot of associates that I deal with. A lot of my peers, I've taught them throughout the years. Like I said, I've been president of 2 boards of realtors. I still serve on the state board, and I still serve on the local board of realtors in an official capacity as the board of directors.
So you're telling me that other real estate agents call you for advice sometimes?
All the time.
All the time. I'll say this is your realtor's favorite realtor. He gives them advice.
All the time, realtors call me for advice. There's no week that doesn't go by where a real estate agent doesn't call me. even though it's a competition, they still call me and ask me for advice.
I heard, thanks, Charlie. So many, oh, thanks, Charlie.
Yeah, they thank me.
He's been through every situation there could be. The
Most
thing
of 'em.
is, we're still seeing new situations every
There's
week.
new ones. There's new ones that come up. You know, every time I write down, I say, that's another one.
That's another one for the books.
What I tell you, let's write this one down.
So give us a call. Remember, when you call that number, he picks up or I'll pick up. No AI robot, no answer machine.
Yeah, we don't. We're real people.
Yeah, we pick up for you.
And you know, getting back on a serious note, if you're looking to buy a house, the state of Connecticut has a plan. We talk about it a little bit every week called Time to Own.
Oh, yes.
They just put what, $10 million?
They put $10 more million in there. Very great.
The governor
Very good.
just put another $10 million in there to help people buy a house. And with that, if you qualify, you still have to qualify. You
Connecticut
get up
residents.
$25,000, up to $25,000
Yes.
to help you buy a house with your down payment and your closing costs, which is to pay your attorney, your insurance, your inspection, your appraisal, your bank fees. So, you know, you don't have to have the excuse, oh, I can't buy a house, I don't have any money. As long as you got decent credit, and as long as you got a good job and you've been on the job, and it's you and your wife, or if you're single, there's programs out there that can help you to buy that house.
Give us a call, especially with this program. It's Time to Own. It's forgivable grant. You don't hear that word as often. Forgivable. So give us a call. We'll explain what more that means.
We'll give you an idea, and you know, there's a lot of banks out there that participate in that particular program.
Yes.
You know, many of them. I think there's like 40 banks or more, and on a list. But we work with all of them.
Yes.
Matter of fact, we teach a lot of classes for home buying classes for many of those banks.
Yes.
You know, throughout the entire state of Connecticut. So give us a call. You know, we can help you out with not only helping you with finance, getting the finances. We don't finance the deal, but getting the financing, finding the property. If you're looking to sell your property, give us a call.
I
Because
was going to say, get a free CMA. Even if you're not ready to sell, give us a call so we can get an idea. People are curious. How much is my house worth? They look at that Zestimate, but give us a call. Zillow's not looking inside your house. They don't know about the upgrades you've done. And how much is that CMA?
free.
It's free. Give us a call. We'll
don't-
give you a nice
we
detailed
don't
report.
charge you. Yeah, with the age of internet, a lot of people now, you know, you can go online and you can look up and it'll say, we'll give you what they call an estimate of what the value of your property is. How many people out there that are listening to me right now, how many have been getting the phone calls nonstop?
yes.
People call you up, oh, I'll buy your house. I'll buy your house for cash. How can they tell you how much money they're going to give you for your house when most of them are in California, some of them are in China,
Oh,
some
yeah.
of them all over the world?
We're getting calls from
All
everywhere.
they do is pick up a list,
Possible spam.
look at they all go into your spam mail if you got a computer.
Yep.
But yet they're telling you they're going to give you, and they usually start the conversation off with high numbers
Oh,
because
yes.
they want to get your attention. They want to get your attention, and they say, "Oh, we want to buy your house." Now I come along, and a lot of people, you know, say to me, "Oh, Mr. Scott, I got this call. This person wants to give me all this money for this." I said, "Did they see the house? No. Did they go inside the house? No. Do they know the condition of the house? No. Are they local? I don't think so."
Area code says Texas.
I said, and I say, next time they call you, ask them what time it is. That's a good telltale.
Yes.
Because they'll say what time it is, because most of them are over on the other side of the world, and they you know, your time is maybe 2 o'clock in the afternoon, and their time is probably midnight. or
Exactly.
whatever. And that's it. Or I'll say, what city are you calling me from? And they go, oh, and they come up with some city I never heard
Oh,
of.
they make up something.
So what happens is that when they give you these numbers, and it's so funny, when they actually do, and even locally, you have these companies that go on TV, we will pay you X amount of dollars, no matter what condition your house is. It's like the people that give you a trade-in on your car. They say, drive it in, tow it in, pull it in, everybody's qualified. Now,
Good credit, no credit, bad credit.
common sense only tells you Here's a guy who worked all of his life, saved his money, got good credit, got a good job. He goes into the car dealership to get a good deal, right? How can he get a good deal and you get the same deal when you tow the car in, it's clunking, no credit, no job, just got 2 pay stubs, and you get the same deal as he does? The dealer would go out of business.
What I want to say to
know.
that is, remember, if you're selling your house, you see these commercials, we'll buy your house cash, get the agents out, get the lawyers out. Remember, the more eyes on your property, the more of a bidding war. When you want to sell your house, you want to put the most eyes on it, and that requires putting on the MLS. Listen, for a realtor like us, the social media marketing we do, the video tours we do, and we get as many eyeballs on that property as possible. Because what? More people to see it, the more bidding, the bidding war, your price goes up, you get top dollar when you work with us.
So, like I said, I get as many letters as you do out there in the audience. They call me all the time. I mean, constantly. They'll call me, oh, we want to buy your house, this, that, and everything. But in order to really sell your house or get a fair value, it's like someone that has to come out, like myself, and look at the property. We show you what the area houses are selling for. Because when you go to sell your house, let's put it this way, the appraiser from the bank is going to do the same thing that I'm doing. He's not going to go on somebody's word that's 1,000 miles away. So, these are the things that you need to know, and these are what we give you is rock solid, not only the price, but also the justification for that particular price. Anyone can put something out there, but remember, value is created by what someone is willing to pay you for something.
Exactly.
Not what you think in your head and just come up with a number, an artificial number. It's what the value is based upon what someone is willing to pay you. And the more value is created by someone, maybe someone living next door wants to buy your house for their son or for the relative. So it means more to them than someone coming from California who doesn't have a clue as to what your house looks like. So with all of that, it's a lot of knowledge, but this is what we talk about. This is how we do it.
Yes.
You have the number right there. You can give us a call.
Give us a call, we pick up.
We pick up even if we're not in the office phone comes to my cell phone.
Yes.
You get our cell phone, you can give me a call. And my cell phone, 203-232-5523. I give you my cell phone.
Yes, gave you his personal cell phone.
That's my
Did you write that
personal
down?
cell phone.
If you didn't write down, call the number.
Call
We'll
the
give it
number
to
and
you
I'll give
again.
you my cell phone again.
Exactly.
So until next week, hopefully we gave you some information that was helpful to this week.
All right, till next week. God bless.
Yes.
You both say